for the last night I was looking around, and I'm going to be doing a lot more looking, keeping my eyes on what's in the house, what's on the floor, for bills being passed, which is for new laws. This is what we have a panel of people up there doing every year, creating new laws, new laws. We already have so many laws on the books in the United States that you'd have to have an entire public library, and then you'd have to go to school and learn how to read legalese to understand them. And and the mirage, the illusion is that you live in a free country when there's nothing free about it. Okay, but I can guarantee you this: there's no such thing as an honest person who's never a law-abiding honest person who has never broke the law in the United States. That don't exist. That went out the window years ago. I know this, and lots of you say I've never broken a law in my life, and I'll guarantee you have. Because if you go through the law books and could understand legalese, it may take you a while with the library you're going to be going through, but you'll find laws you broke that you didn't even know was a law. And you'll say, but this is retarded. This makes no sense. No, this is about getting you into the system. It's about control. It's about stripping every right away from you, so another human being can control what you're allowed to think, what you're allowed to do, and on and on and on. Because they're psychopaths. They're sick. And, and I've told people for several months now that they were moving in on the manosphere. To understand how they do it, you just have to have your eyes open and pay attention. They spend a few years creating events, making events happen that didn't happen. Okay? And making the cry, just like they did with the guns. And making the cry, and making the cry, and making the cry, and making a running record, and a running record, and a running record. And then they use that running record as justification. Now, we've already talked about this with you, but I'm going to show you something. From the day I started TFL, I gave the name to it. Even way back 12 years ago, even Steve Hoka can tell you. And he won't lie to you. He's going to tell you the honest God's truth. Steve Hoka knows that I've always separated TFL from Incel. Always. Because Incel has a reputation, a name given to men who can't get sex, 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 sex. And that is the main focus of Incel, sex, sex, sex. I know there's a lot of you out here that come up and say, no it isn't, no it isn't. But I could show you more that says yes it is than you could show me that says no it isn't. Okay, first mistake that all of you make when you say, no it isn't, and it's being pushed to sex, you say, well, but, you got your excuses about sex. Well, the reality is sex doesn't have to be acknowledged by people, because we already know in human nature, okay, in reality, that if a couple get together, of course that's going to happen. You already know this. But the acknowledgement of sex and putting that at the front line is what's helped destroy your society. And Incel has a reputation for that. You can punch up involuntary celibacy and go all over the internet. And even years ago, if I did that, I had the same results. The main focus of Incel and the main focus is sex. 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 But anyhow, I wanted to show you, I was doing some looking yesterday through laws, and while I was doing it, I stumbled into this stuff that I'm about to show you. Don't make the mistake of thinking incels are men's rights activists, MRA. That's what they're saying. Okay? Are men's rights activists. They are so much more dangerous. More dangerous. Yeah, this is what I've heard about TFL from way back when, 10 10, 11 years ago, I was told that TFLers are dangerous to society. And if you noticed, even Turd Flinging Monkey, when he made his categories, he put Incel and TFL in the same category as one and the same. And from 11, 12 years ago, I had people trying to put us in the same category then. People have always tried to say that TFL is involuntary celibacy. They've always tried that. And it doesn't matter what you try. You don't have the right to flip what is not and turn it into your want. That is not your right. You don't have that right. You're totally wrong. You've never been right from day one. TFL is men who ain't worried about sex because they understand what I understand. That would come natural in a relationship. Their main focus isn't sex. No, true TFL, the focus has never been about sex, which involuntary celibacy is about sex. TFL is men who just simply want their best friend, their mate, their companion. That's right. The whole thing, the whole package. A real relationship. Just a woman who would love them for who they are. Who they could love for who she is. That they could grow old, and be with. That they could, have a companion, a mate for the rest of their life. That's what TFL is about. That's what it's always been about. From day one. But because of manipulation, liars, and parasites, garbage people, they come along, these parasites, these manipulators, and they think they could take something that's like TFL and just change it to their want. And then tell the world this is what it is, when there's no truth to that at all. When that's nothing but a big, fat lie. And then they laugh because they done it. So, I suppose if that's the case, you would have no problem with us coming into your home and helping ourselves to your belongings and doing everything that we can to destroy your life. Yeah. And we can lie and manipulate and justify it like you have, as we're doing wrong unto you. Oh no, you'd have a problem with that, wouldn't you? If we were doing wrong unto you, you'd think that you have a right to do wrong unto us. No, you don't have that right. You're not above nobody. You're a parasite. You're a piece of garbage. But anyhow, see, we'll get to the topic now. Okay, don't make the mistake of thinking that incels are men's right activists. They're much more dangerous. And then they show you an actor. Yep, they show you a Hollywood actor. That's right. That's who they're showing you here. They're showing you a Hollywood actor. And for all of you people that doubt me, I've proven this and shown this to you and told you about this and told you about this and told you about this. And if you still want to believe this actor is not an actor, you can't fix stupid, okay? You're not helpful. There's no way we can help you. You're too stupid to understand anything. Even when it's in your face, you're just brain dead. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe your brains are still in the package and has never been hooked up. So anyhow, we started off with an actor. We got some videos here. I'm not going to play any of them, okay? Then we went over to Canada, and we give you another stage show. Okay? And then we're going to come down here. See, they focus in on the stage shows. And here you go, the difference between a Chad and a non-Chad. Incel is literally a few millimeters of bone. Do you catch this? Do you see what they're doing here? See what they're doing here? I'm not going to read this form to you. I will read the links if you want to come over here and read this. Hocus pocus, okay? And then right here, they want to promote something that's not true at all. It's a husband's right to be his wife's first and only experience. The husband is entitled to an emotional satisfaction of knowing, okay, that his emotional satisfaction of knowing that his wife most memorable and first experiences was with him. Believing otherwise makes you a cockhold, okay? I mean, seriously, okay, how the fuck are people okay with knowing that their wife was throttled by a squirmed, squirmed around under control of another man? Oh yeah, because they're sick in the head. And you see, they wrote this in bigger letters and highlighted all capital. Because this is to demonize. That's what this is about. It's to demonize an incel. Okay? Then they're going to give you the black pill ideology. Leaves no room for hope. Okay? Or change. Instead, they either have to live out their lives in misery and take action and attempt to tear down the whole system in there. Exploit. Okay, I'm not even, like I told you, I don't even want to read it. I was reading through it yesterday night when I found these. But I wanted to bring this up and show you this to you because the reality is all of this stuff right here that you're seeing here is being used as a running record. That's right. So then I had to question, because I was looking through mental health laws that would still be in the House or in the Senate. New ones that haven't been passed. That you're trying to push through right now to get passed. I was looking to see if I could find anything yet in the manosphere when I stumbled into these, right? Then I had to wonder if we wouldn't be going this far. Call it what you want. The Incel rebellion is terrorism. Then I had to wonder if we wouldn't be going this far. If we wouldn't want to be trumping incels, which is not TFL. The common denominator is they can't get a female in their life. But a lot of incels do focus on sex. Even VVS on YouTube, the young 20-year-old, 21-year-old, whatever he is now, his main focus is sex. This is what they've done to society. This is all social engineering. You've taken sex, something that should never even have to be acknowledged, that comes natural in a relationship, and you've made acknowledgement of it. You've taken it from last on the list to first on the list and the priority on the list. Destroying relationships and the foundation of society in doing so. So call it what you want. The Incel rebellion is terrorism. These are the strong words they're using right here. Considering the entire war on terrorism is phony and fake. Considering the real terrorist is that little country we're not allowed to talk about nor boycott. That's right, that's running the big country of hypocrites over here called America. And the real terrorist is the United States military. That's right, following the orders of the little country. Following the orders of the leaders over there in the pyramid. As we go up the line. And lying to the public. And lying to the public. Oh yeah, I'm going to repeat that. and lying to the public and lying to the public and lying to the public and lying to the public. Now, you know why I keep repeating that? Because it's been going on forever and ever and ever. And as they lie to you and make another lie and make another lie and another lie and another lie, you believe their lies. And you go over with the thought in your brain that you're defending your country, that you're defending the freedom of the people, when in reality, you're the terrorist. You went into innocent people's land that's done nothing to nobody. You bombed, blew up buildings, killed men, women, children alike, put your troops on the street, put them under martial law with a gun pointed at their head. Now, if somebody came into your home in the middle of the night, a group of people with guns, you've done nothing to nobody, and they proceeded to beat the shit out of your children, rape them, do whatever to them, and yourself, wouldn't that be an act of terrorism on you? Yeah, I do believe it'd be. If a group of soldiers came into your town, you've done nothing to nobody and hurt nobody anywhere, and they proceeded to rob, salvage, blow up your buildings and your houses and burn down houses, destroy cars, hold guns to your head, tell you what you can and can't do, take your food away from you, control you, lock you up, do whatever they want to you. Wouldn't that be terrorism? Yes, it would. Well, this is what the American military's been doing since 9/11. They sure have. They've been going into other lands of people that's done nothing to nobody. Following orders. Well, what's the difference here? Can you tell me? If we start using these kind of words, then I have to wonder, are we going to push a mental health law? Or are we going to consider people that are supporting one another from something they had nothing, no cause or nothing to do with? Something they didn't ask for. See, incels and TFLers, the common denominator is we all grew up as young men, young children, from a little boy, little baby, told what we're to think, what we're to feel. Everything's been taught to us, told to us, taught to us, told to us, taught to us, told to us our whole life. Puberty kicked in as we got a little older. We started looking at our opposite gender like anybody does. We had the same fantasy and dreams that you've seen on your TV your whole life. You couldn't go to a mall, you couldn't go to a park, you couldn't go to a store, couldn't go anywhere, not even to a bar or a club or whatever, and not see a couple together. And not see a couple together. You done everything society told you to do. You did everything that every other guy did. And you was rejected in 1 to 5 seconds. Rejected in 1 to 5 seconds. You all know what I'm talking about. And it tore up your self-esteem. It destroyed you from the inside out. That's right. And I've played it 1 billion times in your face already. What the girls' rights movement leader, you know, MRA, men's rights activists, you know, the leader of the men's rights activist movement, a female, what she has recently said, her and her female friend, okay, that there's going to be a high percentage of men that will be deemed unfuckable. See how even she's focused on sex? See how we use sex to destroy? Yeah, they'll be unfuckable, not touchable. Not one woman will ever give them the time of day. They will die alone, be forced against their own will to be alone. Thanks to social engineering, thanks to the very people responsible for our war on terrorism. Yeah, thanks to the people at the top. Now, why do you mind going off topic? And I'm not going off topic. You think I am, right? No, I'm not. What I'm telling you is this. We're either going to push a mental health law like red flag laws we've done with guns, or we're going to start calling people that are getting support. You know, you have TFLers or incels or guys come together online and talk about a problem and support each other. We're going to start calling them a cult. We're going to say they're a terrorist organization. They're a cult. And we're going to use phony, baloney stage shows like, what do you see at the bottom of the article? Okay? Now, that wasn't the bottom of the article, but we're going to use the same stuff. Here, we'll look into this one a little bit, okay? Toronto, okay, becoming, he couldn't get a date. So we're talking about a guy who couldn't get a date in Toronto. Accused of driving his van into a crowded sidewalk in Canada. There you go. We're using the same thing. Do you see this? Come on, put that right here. Yeah, Toronto. Okay, we're using the same thing. Do you understand what they're doing here? Translation, okay, of a madman's mind, incel. So, translation of a madman's mind, incel, means involuntary celibacy, referring to online misogynists who blame women for denying them sex. Oops, what did I say about incel? Denying them sex, denying them sex, denying them sex, denying them sex. Oh, I keep saying it? Well, that's because I need to pound it into your damn heads. Because so many of you want to say, oh no, that's not what it's about. But everywhere you go, what is being said about incel? Sex, sex, sex. Look at here. Sex. Okay? Now we got jihadists down here. We're even going to talk about Al Qaeda in this article. We sure are. Because I was reading through this yesterday. We're going to talk about right here is to start treating our such groups as terrorists. Do you follow what they're doing? Do you follow what they're doing here? See, here's Al Qaeda. Do you understand what's really going on here? It's in your face. This person's advocating that incels, people getting together online to talk about what's really happening to them, okay, finding friends and support, you're not allowed to do. Because now you become a cult. You'll become a possible terrorist organization. So the question mark I have is, I've said they're moving in on the manosphere. Now I have to question which way are they going to move in. Is it going to be a mental health law? Or are they going to decide it's terrorism? And they can use their stage shows, they can use, quit this. They can use, no, get out of here. They can use Hollywood actors. Yeah. They can use Hollywood actors. If you doubt he's a Hollywood actor, you have to ask yourself about what I've already showed you. How did he wind up there on stage in Hollywood talking with the elite in Hollywood. That's not no accident. Well, but he was with his dad. I know you got all of your excuses. You don't understand. There ain't nobody that just gets into Hollywood unless you're already been approved by the powers to be, the establishment. The guy was an actor. He's not even dead. You have a stage name. The stage name died, yeah. That's the only thing that died was the stage name. He's not dead, it's just the stage name is dead. Nobody died. All a bunch of mannequins, a bunch of actors. Actors die every day in movies. Then they go on to do another movie because they're not dead. So we use fraudulent means to justify ill behavior. So my question mark to you is, which way are they going to go? I would say this would be the most dangerous route to go. Not bad enough that if they go with mental health laws, they're going to strip you of more of your rights and maybe shut you up. Make it a law where you can't get online and talk about your problems with another human being that's going through the same problem without somehow being dangerous to somebody who, what? How are you dangerous? Oh, I know. Truth hurts you. You liars, you deceivers, you scumbags. Yeah, who don't want truth. It wounded you, didn't it? Yeah. Wounded your ego, didn't it? Yeah. Anyhow, mental health laws would be bad enough, but if they go with this one, if they go with this, then they're going to pick out certain people. And they're going to come to their door and they're going to take them away and they're going to lock them up. That's right. For doing absolutely nothing. They won't have committed one crime. And they won't have no trial, no judge, no court. Have you looked up what they can lock you up for terrorism? If you're accused of terrorism, you don't have a right to a jury or trial. They can hold you for as long as they want for the rest of your life behind bars. They can torture you. They can do whatever they want to you. This would be the worst of the worst. Mental health laws would be bad enough on this. I think the goal is to shut us up. But then on the other hand, you really need to think about it. Okay? He's not alone in worrying about incels. The other violent impulse last full Reddit alert of some members' endorsement of rape. Do you follow this? The group whose reality can be hateful as it acts. I have sluts for managers. One posted another site going on to use racial and vulgar language about their looks. Okay? Alleged sex acts. A month earlier, Reddit service, Nazi-related and far-right forums are reacted to as incels, misogyny, brands, okay? I like the far-right forums, the far-right. You know, the right and the left, the political agenda. Who do you know that's on the right, guys? Come on, who do you know that's on the right? Oh, that's right, Coach Red Pill. Oh, shit. Monday, Forever Alone Monday. Yeah. Who do you know that's on the right? Do you see what they're doing here? Do you even understand what I'm trying to tell you? You're being set up. I'm going to leave these links for you. But you really need to open your eyes. The manosphere is being set up. I don't know which way they're going to go. I'm going to have to keep my eyes on the House and the Senate and what bills are being pushed. And now we're not going to only just have to look into mental health laws to keep our eyes on it. We're going to have to look into terrorism laws. We're going to have to keep our eyes on the House and on the Senate for what bills are being pushed. They're making themselves a running record. I've already showed you it. And they're using it. This is how they pass laws. And yes, it could be linked right into terrorism. Even though your road terrorist is sitting right up there in the White House. That's right. In the United States, if you want to get to the crux of where the road terrorist is in the United States, just go to the Pentagon or the White House. That's right, or the Federal Reserve. You can go to all three places, Federal Reserve, White House, and Pentagon, and find terrorists. Real terrorists. Not victims of something that was socially engineered, that are online talking with one another, and you don't like the idea that they have support. You don't like the idea, like with TFL, that we tell truth. You don't want the public to know how you socially engineered this problem, how you created the problem for the people. That's right. You don't want them to know that. You want them to think, well, what does Coach Redfield tell you? Coach Redfield tells you that it's the fathers. It's the fathers. What does Monday Forever Alone Monday tell you? It's from your childhood. It's you as a child, guys. It's always your fault, guys. Yes, it's always the guy's fault. No, this problem couldn't have come from the political end. No, it couldn't have came from the top and been socially engineered. When's the last time you heard Coach Redfield talk about social engineering? The Fabians, the Masons. When's the last time you heard him talk about anything real? You haven't, have you? No. When's the last time you heard Monday Forever Alone Monday talk about social engineering? Come on. When's he told you about a root cause to the problem we're facing? When has either one of these guys ever talked about a root cause? Oh, that's right, they haven't. When is MRA, men's right activists? Okay, that's my next one for you. When did, men's right activists ever talk about a root cause? Oh, that's right. They never, ever, ever, ever have. And if we brought up a root cause to them, they ran with their tails between their legs. Yeah, Paul Elam tucked his tail between his legs and all else. Girls' rights what? Karen. She tucked her tail between her legs and hard ass. Won't acknowledge it. No, we'll run from it. Won't acknowledge it. That's right. Because you're being set up. We're in some very bad times right now, and in the manosphere, you better get your heads out of you know what and stop fighting one another and pay attention to what I've been showing you. Because in the end, if you don't, people are going to be sorry. You're going to be remembering the stuff I said after you've already got the gun to the back of your head. So I think you better wake up. That's all I'm going to tell you. With that, I'm out of here.